Hey everyone, it's me Sarah here from Wholesale Ted, and today I want to talk about something that, well, isn't super fun to talk about. And that's for two reasons. The first reason is that I know what my viewers usually like me to make videos about, and it's not this. But secondly, because I know that I might actually upset some people of mine who are my personal friends. And I really don't like to offend people. And I know that some people watching this video are gonna go, oh Sarah, you're being so negative, this is not motivating. But I do think the two things I'm gonna talk about in this video need to be said, because a few weeks ago I had an interaction that unfortunately I've had more times than I would have liked. I was out for coffee with a friend when another friend of hers walked by, Jasmine. Jasmine is just 17, and when she saw me, her face lit up. Oh, I recognize you. You're Sarah from Wholesale Ted. My mother and I love your videos. And I was flattered. Thank you, I said. Yeah, she said, my mother really wants to quit her job and start a business. And I was like, oh, that's awesome for her. Yeah, she really likes your videos because she's learned so much from them. She's bought a lot of really bad courses in the past. Funny thing though is they taught her less than your free videos. They were really expensive courses though. She spent thousands of dollars on them and she really shouldn't have. But your videos have truly inspired her, so much so that she's actually going to be quitting her job. And I was like, what? She's actually quitting her job right now? Yeah, Jasmine said. She's going to go full into it. Thank you so much, Sarah. You have changed our lives. No, 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 no. Look, I'm really happy to be inspiring people to quit their day jobs, chaining them to a desk. But it makes me realize that, wow, this little YouTube channel I started has grown so much, and now it has the power to truly influence people. And I need to be careful with that. Because when I highlight exciting, inspiring stories of people who do have very fast success and go from $0 to $135,000 in 90 days with their e-commerce store, yes, that is fun, exciting, and compelling to watch. But yes, those stories sometimes make business look like a magical money vending machine. You put $200 in and you get $400 out. Lots of people will present businesses as a way to get rich fast. And recently I did release a video that admittedly did make it look like that. A lot of people did not like that video, and I understand why, so I wanted to clear this up. Starting a business is not your ticket to getting rich really fast, and that includes the main business model that we talk about on this channel, dropshipping. And by the way, if you'd like to learn more about that, you can download our free ebook, The 6 Steps that Six-Figure Dropshipping Stores Follow to Make Over $10,000 a Month, and you'll find a link to download that in the video description below. And no, that ebook is not a way to get rich overnight. So, as I said, there are two things that I wanted to talk about today on this video. The first is this: if your business can be run as a side venture, and most new businesses can, I do not recommend quitting your job. And you wanna know what the reason is? The chances are it is going to take you a while for your new business to become profitable. Here are the real numbers for you. Most businesses take at least 6 months to become profitable. Why? Because running a successful business, no matter what it is a learning curve. A lot of people hear the word business and they think of it as some ambiguous thing. It's really not. A business is basically when you do these three things really well. 1, you create or find a great product or service to sell. 2, you put that product or service in front of the right people. 3, you give those people an awesome reason to buy it. And learning how to do those three things is unlikely to happen overnight. It's going to take time to get good at finding and creating great products. It's going to take time to get good at creating targeted ads to find the right customers. And it's going to take time and practice at getting good at copywriting to give those customers a great incentive to buy. And so in the meantime, while you are learning and getting good at those three things, you still need to be able to pay your bills. Now, I've shared my story on this channel before, but when I was setting up my successful video game hacking store, I built that on the side of my day job. Yep, every day I went to my job and I would work on it in my free time, and yes, that did require sacrifices. Of course, those sacrifices did pay off. I'm now financially free and can travel the world as I want, which was my goal. So even though it's not always easy, once you get good at those three things, they pay off. But like most people, I wasn't an overnight success. I had to test so many products with the market. Most products I sold flopped, but I didn't let those flops stop me. I had to learn to get good at finding the right products. Eventually I did, and once I found a winning product, it paid off in spades. But I didn't just assume that I was going to be really good at this on my first go. Unfortunately, I've found a lot of new business owners, especially those setting up online-based businesses, often assume they will be an overnight success. And if they're not an overnight success, they'll say something like, oh, the business model I was following was a scam, or that something went wrong and that it failed. I recently saw a great example of that on my channel. One of my subscribers, who admittedly seems like a lovely person, left this comment. And again, in advance, Cayenne, I am very sorry, but I'm probably going to be a bit harsh. My print-on-demand business has failed. I don't know what I did wrong. So, okay, I will tell you exactly why Cayenne's store has failed. Here was Cayenne's business. It's an e-commerce store. He made an online store to sell fun merchandise for pug lovers. He had this cute pug picture made by a designer. He then used print-on-demand services to slap it onto merchandise. He slapped it onto this t-shirt. He then slapped it onto this t-shirt. And he then slapped it onto a pair of socks and this white pillowcase for some variety. And I don't know if you've all noticed this or not, these designs, they are all slight variations of the same image with no cross niches going on at all, just a picture of a pug. They are so similar that I'd basically call them one single design. Here is what Cayenne did. Cayenne basically had one design, or maybe a design with a couple of slight variations made, slapped it onto some t-shirts and then slapped it onto some socks and pillowcases for good measure, because why not? And then Cayenne ran a series of Facebook ads to it. Now, admittedly, Cayenne, you did spend far more money than necessary, but that's not so much my point here. So yes, Cayenne ran $200 worth of ads to it, and it turns out that nobody wanted to buy it. When this happened to me, I was expecting it. I wasn't expecting to be amazing at picking great pictures to sell in the beginning, so when my first product failed, I didn't view it as a failure. I was still learning. But Cayenne figured that because the first product that they made for their new e-commerce store didn't sell well, that it was a failure. As I pointed out to Cayenne, the only reason that the store was a failure was because they gave up insanely quickly, because they had unrealistic expectations at creating a great design immediately despite having no experience. Cayenne is new at creating products for pug lovers. It's going to take time to get good at learning what the market actually wants. But I could tell that Cayenne wasn't in the right mindset and wasn't thinking of this when they replied with, "What would you recommend? Could I cross a pug with a milkshake?" Unfortunately, most new business owners, especially people in the online business space, often have similar mindsets to Cayenne. So if you are a new business owner or soon-to-be business owner, I've got an honest question for you that I'd love for you to answer in the comment section below. Do you think that you have realistic expectations for your new business venture? Because yes, some people are naturally really good and do very well very fast, and those stories are motivational. It's fun to watch those videos and learn from those that are naturally gifted, and I'll keep making those videos. But most people aren't naturally that gifted. Learning how to pick great products or services, putting them in front of the right people, and giving those people a great reason to buy has a learning curve. Are you prepared to learn these things, or are you actually just after fast money? And I do want to say that I understand that for some of you watching this video, you might be starting a business that's going to require you to quit your day job. And if that is you, that is fine. And if that's you, that's okay. But the truth is that most new businesses can be run as side ventures, including e-commerce stores. And if yours can be run as a side venture, I strongly recommend that you do not quit your job in the meantime. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about, but as I said, there were two things that I wanted to talk about with new business owners, and here is the second one. Be very careful and avoid debt if possible, especially when it's high interest debt, which is the debt I'm seeing most people take out. It's a trap. And in particular, there is one area that I find it kind of ironic to go into debt for, and I know that some people are definitely going to disagree with me on this, so it's going to be a little bit controversial, but that is especially taking out high interest debt to pay for high ticket, expensive courses, programs, coaching, and masterminds. Now, don't get me wrong, even when I was just starting out, I set aside huge amounts of money and still do to continue my higher level education in business and marketing. I spend tens of thousands of dollars a year on high level courses and masterminds. But here is the thing, in the beginning when I had access to limited amounts of money, I set money aside to pay for courses and masterminds. I saved for them. Recently, I have been recommending people sign up to an awesome dropshipping and print-on-demand training course, ESA, owned and run by Shopify approved education partner Adrian Morrison. I'm a member and I really love it. Enrollment is closed, sorry, but while it was open, I highly recommended it and joining cost $2,500. Do I think that it was worth $2,500? Absolutely. It has some of the most extensive training videos I've seen. There was a 4-week daily coaching program, and then it was going to be followed with weekly coaching calls that have been happening for years. That sort of thing is never going to be cheap. But is it worth taking out a loan for, especially a high interest loan? No. Let me ask you a question. If you take out a loan to take a course on how to set up a new business, how on earth are you going to find the money for the startup costs for it if you are struggling to pay back a loan? I was recently talking to a good friend of mine. We have a mutual acquaintance, Alex. You may have noticed that there is a huge industry that's popped up in the last 2 to 3 years of people starting businesses as coaches. So many new life coaches and business coaches have popped out of nowhere who are all willing to come in and change your lives for the low price of $997 a month. Well, our mutual acquaintance Alex is one of those coaches who coaches other unsuccessful coaches on how to become a successful coach. The coach of coaches. Anyway, my friend was talking to me about a recent paid seminar that Alex was running to a room of wannabe coaches, most of them who were currently making little to no money. At the end, he said to everyone, do you really want to succeed as a coach? Do you want to have lots of clients who will pay you lots of money to coach them? Then join my super exclusive special coaching program. I'll teach you how to get these clients. The price to join is $5,000. Sign up now. And of course, all the broke wannabe coaches said to him, I'd love to, Alex, but I don't have $5,000. And so he said to the room, if you don't have $5,000, I have a solution. At the back of the room is a loan company. They will give you a $5,000 loan. Alex had invited a predatory loan company to have a booth at the back of the room for this very moment. Their loan interest rates were just as bad, if not worse, than credit cards. Under high-pressure sales tactics, a big chunk of the room signed up that day for a loan. Now, maybe some of his new wannabe coaches will be successful, but a lot of them will not, simply because of the fact that they signed up for this high-interest loan. And ironically, now because they're having to service it, they have no money left for their fledgling business. It's kind of funny, me talking about this doesn't feel much different to what colleges do in America. They tempt people to take degrees in subjects that are incredibly unlikely to pay well, like liberal arts. And then these kids end up with these huge loans that they have no way to pay back. But of course, unlike Alex, colleges get cloaked in an aura of legitimacy. But I digress, this isn't a video to vilify colleges. The point of this video is this. Sure, there will definitely be exceptions, but it doesn't matter what type of business you start. It could be a dropshipping store, it could be a print-on-demand store, it could be a lawn mowing business. It could be any business. Chances are, though, you won't be an overnight success. And it's not because they're scams, it's not because you've failed, it's because it simply takes time to get good at picking great products and services to sell, and it takes time, practice, and experience to get good at putting those products and services in front of the right customers, and it takes time, practice, and experience to give those customers an awesome incentive to buy from you. I understand that this honest, down-to-earth reality might upset you if you were looking to make money overnight. But the truth is that if you keep hoping for that, you're going to stay chained to your day job forever. Because besides getting lucky and winning the lottery, or being lucky and inheriting a bunch of money from a rich family member, the only real way to become wealthy and financially free is to build a real business. Magical money vending machines are just that, magic. They aren't real. I'm glad I was realistic and was willing to take the time needed to get good at these 3 things. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have the life I have today. And so my question for you is this: are you going to let this uncomfortable truth discourage you, or are you going to let it inspire you? I know that this video is probably not going to be my most popular video, and I also know that it's almost certainly going to hurt my affiliate commissions from recommending high-ticket coaching programs in the future, but you know what? I honestly don't mind. But if you like this video, then please subscribe and click that little notification bell next to it so that you don't miss out on any of our videos.